welcome to TravelDine. We are in Goa today and we're coming to you from an old Goan house which has been converted into, an organic produce store. There is a collective which does beautiful fashion and there's a coffee shop. But let me tell you about the organic store called Vnya. Vnya is in Bombay, is in Mumbai and Goa. And it's an organic produce store which sources most of its produce from Uttarakhand, but a lot of others also from other parts of India. With us is Supriya, who owns the store and who set up the brand, as a means to. She was looking for treatment or cure for her ailing dog. And I think she kind of extended the brand to then include us humans too into it.
Vnya, we are an organic grocery and lifestyle brand. We also are zero waste grocery. We have a store in Bombay and now we have a store in Goa as well. So I started this journey. So I come from an advertising background. Then my four-legged, like Dipali mentioned earlier, my four-legged boy, he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. When I started researching, I found a lot about how organic, clean, chemical-free produce, whether it's cleaners or food, will help him recover or not really. Autoimmune cannot be reversed, but at least sustain and give him a healthy lifestyle. So that's when I discovered organic, chemical-free produce, and that's when I decided to start this journey and start a store. So for me, two things were essential. A is having produce which is chemical free without any toxins, naturally farmed, and B, to be zero waste. So these are the two important things, and that's how my journey started. So this is how we store our produce in glass jars. Since I'm an ex-filmmaker, for me visually it needed to look good. That's why we decided to go with glass jars, which like I mentioned earlier, you can rent these glass jars and give it back to us or use it at their home, at your own house, and these are, if you keep them well, they will last you forever. These are all our pulses. I'll show you a few pulses that are very special to where I come from Uttarakhand. This is Naurangi dal. This is one crop, so many colors. It's really tasty and it's dal which only grows in that region. Then there is bhatki dal. Bhatki dal is again bean. It's a bean which can be replaced. It's local. It's from Uttarakhand. It can replace your Mexican beans, which are usually imported. 100% they are imported, so you can use this instead of that. So this is a very common dal in the mountains. Then we have some rajmas. A lot of people don't know that Uttarakhand has about 200 plus varieties of rajmas. We have some of them. Compared to the other rajmas that you get, these are easier to cook and they are easier on the stomach. Then we of course have the very famous basmati rice. This is aged. One important thing when you're buying rice is the older it is, the more tastier the rice going to be. So this is.
So when you mean age, what does it mean?
Older.
Is it in the sense, is it grown and kept to age, or?
Correct. They harvest it and they keep it. So the older the rice is.
So how old could the rice rice be?
3 years. This is one rice that is 3 years old. This is we get from a farmer, female farmer in the south. This is a Sona Masuri. It's not an heirloom rice, but it's a Sona Masuri and it's 3 years old and it's really tasty.
And what difference does aging make to the rice flavor?
Flavor, tastier. It's much more tastier than a rice which is fresh. Okay. It's like potato. How sometimes a potato which is newer is sweeter. A potato that is older will not be. So something like that. Yeah. And then, of course, as we believe in sustainability, millets was a very big part of us. We have all millets. Ragi and barnyard are two millets that comes from the mountains. Others come from the south, from the north, from the northeast, other products also. Then we have poha. We keep red poha, which is made out of a South Indian red rice. Then we have the white poha. So now we can come here to the spices. Some of the special spices that you will not see here is Pahadi Jakhia. So instead of using jeera, you use Jakhia. It's much more tastier, it's nutty. So this is what a jakhia looks like. It's a very common spice in Uttarakhand. So like I was saying, we try and get whatever is good in whichever region, the best quality. So our maize comes from the south. We have a farmer who grows only three spices. One is nutmeg, where the mace also comes from, pepper, and they do just one more rice. So that's all that they grow, and they're ace at it. They're amazing farmers. So that's where our Javitri comes from. It's much more flavorsome, much more, in terms of smell, it's just beautiful. Hing doesn't really grow in India, but we process our own hing. That's why the quality of hing is much better. We put arrowroot. Generally, the hing that you get in the market doesn't smell like hing. May I make you smell it?
Wow, that's strong.
So Diwali, there is something very special that I want to show you, which my mother and my sister-in-law makes. These recipes come from my grandmother, both my grandmother's side. First of all is these masalas that we make at home. There is mutton masala. I would like you to smell.
Wow, it kind of smells like a garam masala, but a much more refined version or a stronger version of it.
So we make all this at home, small batch. These are completely homemade, all natural ingredients, all ingredients that are clean from the store, of course. Then we do biryani masala, then we do rajma masala, and then there is our garam masala, which is another thing I wanted to smell.
Okay, I can see the difference now.
As a brand, we work a lot with, visually how this, of course, how a brand looks, and also we play a lot with smells. So there are lots of ingredients which are our secret ingredients, which are obviously almost there. They are all on the label, but they are all ingredients that my mother has learned all this from her mother and her mother-in-law, and she's using, and we are making masalas with those. One more thing that I'd like you guys to see is our pickles. Something we call our pickle brand Achar. And that's all of us.
I love the packaging.
There's my mother and my sister-in-law. I suppose there's me as well, and my grandmother. So this is the thought behind the brand identity. And of course, again, all pickles that we make are all small batch, homemade. There's a lemon chutney that we make, which is sweet and sour. And then there is jackfruit pickle, which I'd like to show you. This is seasonal. And we use all these are made in mustard oil. Our mustard oil is like one of the best mustard oil, and I guarantee you that if you don't like it, I will give you anything. This is another very popular pickle that we have. It's more of a spread that you can use with sourdough bread in the evening as a snack also. This is our garlic chutney. This is from my nani's side, and it's delicious. As both of us are right now, our mouth is watering as soon as you
already. Yes.
So these are some of the pickles. We also do this mango pickle, which is very different. This is like a home thing. This is mango, red chili powder, and hing.
It's just as simple as that.
It's as simple as that. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
So
it's delicious.
Smell the hing, which is kind of nice in pickle.
Yeah, and we use our hing, so our hing is much more potent than. Then we have red chili pickle also. This is again a hit.
So where do you get all these ingredients for pickle from? Jackfruit, the red chilies, and
so pickles
fresh produced from?
So pickling is done in the north itself. So everything is locally sourced from the farmers there, who we have been working as a family with for a very long time, just for our own consumption. So we have that set, before we started the brand, before we even thought about it, we've always been consuming their produce, and it's always been. So we are one of those who stick to our, people who've been doing good for a very long time. And in Uttarakhand, especially in Dehradun, the government itself holds organic markets. And there are a lot of people who are working towards organic. And Uttarakhand as a state has been declared Jaivik. Jaivik means organic, naturally farmed. Some of the few more things that we have, we'll quickly browse through is, we also do essential oils and some blends which are great for like migraine. We call this brand Sitara. These are blends of different essential oils, and the base of this blend is hemp seed oil, which is therapeutic in nature. Since we are from Uttarakhand, we do our own hemp seed oil. So this is diverse. You can use it. You can consume it. It's a great protein supplement. It's great for your heart. It's great for your skin. You know, if you have oily skin, to balance your oils of the skin, so you can use it.
On a salad or something.
Absolutely. Instead of olive oil, start using hemp seed oil. It's local. It's, you know, closer to where you come from. It's sustainable. It's very, very.
And you cook with it.
No.
Does it have a cooking, or is it just a kind of dressing?
Yeah, if you cook, if you cook with it, you just lose all the nutrients. So it's always better to just, you know, like essentially olive oil also should not be used to cook. Yeah. Yeah. One more thing that I want to show you, these are squashes that we make again. You know, we do our own processing. We work with there are only 3 ingredients. There's Himalayan water in this, and then there is of course the fruit. And then there is khand. We don't use anything refined, whether it's refined salt or refined sugar. We don't use any chemicals, so it's an obvious that we do not use that.
So khand is a kind of sugar, right?
It's a kind of a sweetener which is natural. One very special squash that I want to show you, which belongs to Uttarakhand, is a flower called Buranj rhododendron. It's the state flower of Uttarakhand, and it's the yummiest squash you'll ever have. It's something different that you will not find anywhere else. We also do these incense. So when I started the brand, I always wanted to work with, you know, NGOs instead of, you know, doing it completely on my own. I wanted to work with NGOs and get produce from them, things that they make from them. So we get, these are incense sticks, completely natural incense sticks. Pick it up and smell it. It's really nice. This is great to keep mosquitoes away also. It's got all natural ingredients and it's very good for the shuddhi of the house. Then we've also just recently started bamboo toothbrush and bamboo tongue cleaners, and we will start toxin-free cleaners, eco-friendly, you know, brushes and all also soon. We support only Indian produce. If it's growing here, you will find it over here. So all our berries are Indian. This is made with mango. This is just like a fun after snack after a meal. This is mango and some rock salt. Tell us what you think.
Mango is one of my favorite ingredients, and it's very difficult to actually preserve or dry mango, I feel, because it gets very khatta.
Yeah,
it's very
absolutely.
sour, but I think this is perfectly balanced. It's not sour at all, but that salty touch, which is amazing.
Thank you. We have been eating this since we were young, so we started introducing things which, you know, are from. So one of the things that we, you know, about Vnya is that we're trying to get whatever we were doing earlier back. So like Kirana style is where people would go with their own containers and take produce. So squash is also something that we would, you know, drink earlier, and now we've forgotten about it. So that basically we're trying to get whatever is old back, you know, to life and to people, something that is nostalgia. So yeah, some of the berries that we have are cranberry, we have roseberry, which is something unique. Yeah, it's naturally dried, and then we candy it with khand, again a natural sweetener. Yeah, but not all of them. We do not candy roseberry. Whichever is not required, whichever can sustain without a sweetener. Yeah, which is naturally hardy. That like a blackcurrant, we don't need to. The cranberry, we don't need to sweeten. So we don't do that. We do some green tea concoctions with botanicals like, you know, rose flower or jasmine. So these are some of our picks. Some of them are caffeine free, like spearmint doesn't have any tea at all. Again, it's just a botanical which you can just put it in water. There's no tea bag. We do not believe in tea bags. So you can just put a few of this in garam pani. Yeah, you just put it in. Yeah, you just heat water. You don't need to get a special equipment for it. You just heat water. You just put a few leaves. You just cover it, and it'll brew on its own. It'll be ready. Yeah. There's one last thing I want to show you, something very exciting which we have launched recently. We've just got in the store. Our digestives. We used to always also call them churans when we were younger.
Yes.
So we've got them back. So this is made of adrak. There is ajwain. There is mint. So there are different types of digestives that we have. This is a pudina goli. So these are great after snacks, great for digestion, yum also, and yeah, this is something that we just recently introduced.
You know, we are in this lovely little corner, as Supriya told you that it's a zero waste brand, and there's this corner which kind of, you know, depicts the way she approaches not just the produce but also the packaging. So Supriya.
Yeah, so for us it was very important when you start a brand. It's very important, I feel, for every brand to be responsible for the waste that we generate. So it was essential for me to start something where I am not generating a lot of waste, and if I am, then I am responsible, taking responsibility for us. So I would like to start, by showing you this section of our store where we are, like I said, we are a zero waste grocery store. We have these options which you can basically choose to start your zero waste journey. A is jars on rent. You can rent these jars and give it back to us whenever you like, or you can rent these cloth bags from us for your produce. Or the third option is paper bags. We are more than happy to have you get your own containers and take the produce from here. For me, I think we need many more stores like this which are, responsible for their waste, are zero waste and are organic.